Bring it on, haters.
Romeo and Juliet. Well,
that's pretty much.
The ending. Anyways.
The Rise of Skywalker. Could you say this is your most anticipated movie of the year?
Yes. This was just because of what happened in the last movie. Not everybody liked The Last Jedi. I don't think you liked it, right?
I didn't like it at all. Okay. I didn't like what Rian Johnson did to it.
I, on the other hand, loved The Last Jedi just because I love the fact that Rian Johnson took risk. So this movie, Rise of Skywalker.
Talk about risk.
There's none. There's no risk in this movie.
Okay, so I have to preface this as I am a casual Star Wars fan.
This is a spoiler.
Spoilers.
Spoiler review. Because we want to talk about stuff that happened.
Okay, I am a casual Star Wars fan. So a lot of what happened in this movie, I just kind of went with. Because
I agree.
Why not?
I like that.
I don't have an issue with. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
So if you're an actual super Star Wars fan, don't get mad at me.
Don't at us, okay? We don't need you to come
He's
at
the
us.
Star Wars fan. At him.
Oh yeah. Come at me. Did you like this movie?
I walked out liking it.
Okay,
yes.
Awesome. Let's talk about. Should we talk about things that we didn't like? I mean,
sure. Let's talk about that.
Okay, go for it. You go first.
So a lot of things that kind of stood out to me were just little things. A lot of what Rian Johnson did. I feel like Rian Johnson decided to go somewhere else with Snoke, and then J.J. Abrams had to come back and be like, no, we're doing this, but had to do damage control at the same time as doing his own story.
I do wonder what would happen if Rian Johnson did do the third one. I wonder if how he would have continued with those characters without Snoke.
You want the Snyder cut of The Rise of Skywalker.
You know, that's coming. Believe it or not, that's coming. And so,
just stuff with Snoke. I thought it was kind of interesting that Palpatine had a granddaughter, had a son that decided to be nobody. That seemed like just kind of like a gimme. Like, here you go. There's that. There's an excuse. But it was fine because, like I said, I'm a casual Star Wars fan. Like, who cares? There's lots of children. You're gonna get mad at the fact that Palpatine had a kid, but you're not gonna get mad at the fact that there's aliens and space and. Like, are you real?
First, let me preface. I love this movie. I love it. I saw it twice.
You got attacked on Facebook for liking this movie.
Yeah, apparently. But I'm also subjective or objective. I guess that's the word. I don't know which one. Whatever you want to call it. I can step back and I can tell you this movie is not a perfect movie. There's so many things in this movie that I have questions. That they glossed over, that they basically, this movie was a middle finger to Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi. If you love The Last Jedi... It was
damage control.
It was damage control. Now, whether you think is a middle finger to The Last Jedi or a nod, that's all up to perspective. But I think it was a big F you to The Last Jedi, because everything in that movie, J.J. Abrams basically
undid
it. For instance, I hated the fact that Rose character, nothing.
I like that.
It was almost like J.J. Abrams was like, well, she was in the last movie, we need to put her in this movie.
Oh yeah.
And she didn't do anything, and
that's fine. That's fine with me. I didn't like.
I'm okay with it too. And the other thing was the relationship between her and Finn, completely disregarded. Like, forget you, Rian Johnson. Right. We're gonna go this route. And so there's so many things that the first 30 to 40 minutes were rushed. And
they were very rushed.
Very rushed. And
a lot of wipes, a lot of like,
yes.
Hey, we gotta go here to go here.
Oh my gosh.
We gotta go to this place to pick up this thing in order to go to that place to pick up that thing. But we gotta wipe. You gotta use a wipe.
It's like, and it's funny, it's almost like J.J. Abrams wanted to make The Last Jedi in that first 30 minutes of this Rise of Skywalker.
Right.
So I thought that was rushed. But once we get going, once after that, the first act, the second, third, I was into it. I thought it was awesome.
I say the second act was definitely better than the first.
Yeah. Third act was amazing. There's so many things that I think that they could have done better. I feel like this is almost pretty close to really like every single scene was almost like a fan service. This whole movie was basically, like Paul said, damage control / fan service. Everything from Chewie getting that medal, that bugged me. like, why are you giving that medal to Chewie? Because
Was it? It was Leia's or?
It was Leia's, a medallion or whatever it was. There was an issue with the original trilogy where everybody was hung up on the fact that Chewie didn't get a medal. So now J.J. Abrams was like, we're gonna give him a medal for no apparent reason. It doesn't make any sense. You don't need it. It's like,
as a casual Star Wars fan,
you
I didn't know that. I just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's from Leia.
And you know, from my perspective, I'm watching. It's like, I'm okay with it. It's fine. Why can't he keep? Now you can look at it where like, oh, he's keeping her because he loves Leia. You seen that one scene when he found out that she disappeared. He went crazy, or not disappeared, but passed away. He went crazy himself.
Another little bit that I didn't really like was there were too many bait and switches.
Oh yeah.
Chewie's dead. Now he's not dead.
Yeah.
C-3PO got his memory wiped. Now he's not.
No risk. No risk.
Kylo Ren's dead. Oh, now he's really dead. Or I don't know.
Well,
is he dead? I forget.
Well, that scene when he got stabbed with the lightsaber, you're talking about that scene, correct? Well, did you watch The Mandalorian?
Yes.
Okay. So they did that on purpose.
They had healing right then.
And then all of a sudden,
he healed the snake. I was like, that Baby Yoda did that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
They introduced a new power in The Mandalorian so that we can understand
Force healing.
Yeah, so we can understand not healing.
Force kissing.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that. It's transferring life to gift life. Yeah, life force type of thing. And so let's get to the ending. I love this movie, but let's be subjective about it because
there are issues.
I could have done without the kiss. I think
I agree. I could have had a hug, a nice embrace,
or even looking at each other, because I get what J.J. Abrams was saying, and to me, this entire trilogy has always been about Kylo Ren and Rey. I think Kylo Ren is one of the best characters in this entire trilogy, from his character arc from the beginning to the end. Even though we all know that his redemption was coming, you can see it. They gave it away by her healing him. I'm like, he's gonna give up his life to save her. And I remember looking over to my wife. I was like, he's gonna die. She was like, no, he won't. I was like, trust me, he won't.
And that was one thing that Rian Johnson, I feel like that was one of the only things he left alone was Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren was the same in the first. He was conflicted in the second, and he kind of got his redemption in the third. Yeah. So everything had to be kind of built around him and his arc.
The kiss, I believe it because they're good actors. Whether the kiss
just fell off.
It just fell off. I agree with you. It's just like I didn't need the kiss. I would have been okay with him smiling at her and just drop dead. And I think that would have been a better ending. I could have done away with that. I could have done away without the kisses. So I thought that was kind of awkward, as you know.
Right. Leia. Rest her soul.
You can tell.
But you could tell that it was a little cut and paste from other movies. Her lines were kind of not organic, and she would just say things, and then people would respond to that, and then that would be the end of the conversation. But they did the best they could with what they had.
Hats off to the writers. They're doing the best. Everything was written around those footage of her being there. And the joke, actually, we'll talk about the positive.
Never underestimate a droid. I'm like,
okay. She said that all the time.
I was like, why are you saying that?
Is there anything else that you find that didn't work in this movie?
I'm sure I have more. It'll come to me, but what did you like?
Let's talk. For some reason, when I was sitting there, I was so happy for this movie, just because the way it made me feel. And that is, I enjoy what J.J. Abrams put on screen, and I was excited. I was into it. I loved the lightsaber fights, the fight scene, the action were cool.
What? I thought the lightsaber fights were kind of weak. The ones between Kylo and Rey, it was a little bit weak.
Really?
I would have liked to see a little bit more.
Have you been watching like the prequel?
Dude, those are way better than this one. I gotta say, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul, that's the best lightsaber fight. At me, bro. This
is how he fights. He hits him, he waits, you go this way, I go this way. Okay, that's how the prequel was like.
That was this one.
This one was so much more raw.
You're raw.
More intense. That thing was like.
You're like.
I'm surprised when Obi-Wan was fighting, they didn't cut his ear off. I love the chemistry between these all three. Everybody, the jokes works for me. I thought Poe and Finn character.
Oh my gosh, dude, just make out already. Make out already, dude.
Well,
I don't care anymore. Stop looking at each other like that.
They were okay. That's one of my favorite things. Is like the chemistry between these three, and it's almost like an image of the original trilogy of those three. You know, Han, Luke, and Leia. I love the fact that Lando came. I thought he was good in this. He did what he could, and you know, I don't fly anymore, but you know he was gonna get back on that cockpit, and so Kerry Russell character. She was really good acting wise. She was good, except she was underused. Like she was only there for like a couple scenes, and then I thought she did well for what she was given. And
I don't feel like they wanted to introduce any more.
Yeah, well, because I don't think they want to do more movies.
Well, they're going to. Like the ex-stormtrooper that Lando's talking to. Like, let's find out where you come from. So that's obviously where they're gonna go.
Maybe. And so, what else I like? I just love this movie. I don't know why. I felt like I was into it. I didn't have the emotion that my wife did. She was a little more emotional. I was a little more emotional, but it wasn't like where I was sobbing and crying and so like Jojo Rabbit. But everything was in there that I loved, and so I don't know why people hate it. It's funny. The critic hates this movie but loved The Last Jedi. The fan hated The Last Jedi but loved this movie.
Yeah, I mean,
it's weird.
A lot of people didn't like this. Like the hardcore fans didn't like this movie.
Yeah.
But like to me, as a casual fan, but you're like the 1%. You're like a hardcore fan that likes this movie.
I love The Last Jedi and I love Rise of Skywalker, and it's a great movie to close all 9 chapters that we experienced from 1970. When did they make 1973? I don't know. Anyways, is there anything else that you want to talk about?
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
So,
let's give it a rating. What did you give?
I'll give it Blu-ray.
Okay, me too. I give it this Blu-ray as well.
Okay.
And so go check it out.
And remember, it's a movie, guys.
It's fun.
You don't have to attack other people because they like something and force them to delete a major post because they liked something.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom.
It's okay.
You know who you are.
Yeah.
Later.